This is Surfer Josh, and I am going to go to the plaza. I'm a little bit nervous, to say the least. I don't know, I've never done this before. I've never held up a poster and in front of people other than garage sale signs, and so this could get a little bit sticky. I'm not sure if it will, so yeah, I guess I'm praying everything goes well and that I get some meaningful conversations and,
Okay, so I got on the bus and I made it to the plaza and then I set up my thing, just like any YouTuber would, I guess, maybe. Literally, my heart was pounding. I was like not sure exactly what would happen, and yeah, very nervous. Never done this before, so I'm not used to it. Just kind of wondering if anybody would. And there was those the couple, a man and his wife, and they walked over to me, and he shook my hand. He was all like, nice, and then he asked if I actually supported that, and I was just like, yeah, I do. It was like, and then I realized he didn't support it. And he's just like, you support that? I'm like, yeah, I support it. He's like, why do you believe it's wrong? And I said that I believed homosexuality was wrong because the Bible said so. And he said, well, why do you believe in something like the Bible, something that was written by Romans in 900 AD? And I said, well, it wasn't written by Romans in 900 AD. It was written by Hebrews back in, like before Jesus even existed, and then the apostles did the same thing too. So they were Jewish too, for the most part. Most of them were not composed, but compiled by the Romans then. And I said it wasn't. It was I thought he was talking about the English version, and I said it was written by the English. But in reality, the first time that the New Testament canon was created was in 200 something AD. But anyway. Then when I said that, he thought I was dumb apparently, and he said, I didn't think you were that, and then he used the F word, stupid, and then he just walked off, and that was it. So.
We'll talk to you.
Yeah.
What do we say?
Well, I don't know. What you think about homosexuality? I guess.
Could you give us like a brief description?
Okay. Well, do you think it's right or wrong, I guess?
I think it's right. It's right. Yeah.
You think it's right?
I think everyone should be equal.
Okay.
Everyone should be happy.
Yeah. Okay.
Without
So you think that what defines right? I guess.
Right. Being happy, feeling comfortable.
Okay. Okay. So what if it comes in harm's way of other people? Like say, a psychopath. Somebody they do harm other people, right?
Yeah, they do.
But they have a psychological disorder that causes them to enjoy harming other people, right? So how would that tie in? Where's that kind of drawing the line for you?
I don't really know. How do you do it into that one?
Well, because the reason I'm here is because I'm a Christian. So and I believe that homosexuality is wrong because out of 2% of the population that is homosexual, Australia is about from 0.5% to 6% homosexual, and out of that 6%, it makes up 75% of the people that have syphilis. They also are about 82% they make up 82% of the population that has AIDS or HIV. Those people that end up don't get me wrong, I love homosexuals. I love them. I don't think they deserve to get to heaven any more than I do. I just think that they're harming themselves, and it's dangerous to what they're doing is, medically speaking, harmful. So I'm here talking, making a video, and by the way, if you don't want to be in the video, I can clip you out. So I'm here on behalf of just Christians in general. Most people don't. It's not a popular opinion to be against homosexuality, especially right now, especially in my country. And I'm here to just kind of talk with people. So I don't know. So do you think that homosexuals should be able to adopt children?
I think the right people, then yeah. But
It also
obviously,
depends,
yeah.
because like even regular people, like they're not the right people.
Yeah, even
to
some
have
regular people shouldn't be
Oh yeah.
allowed.
Yeah,
to.
yeah. I would totally
Yeah.
agree with that. Yeah.
It's not just homosexuals that are
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah. 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 Well, have you done a lot of research on this subject?
kind of this year.
Yeah, this year at school.
Okay. Okay. Well, somebody did a study. They don't have answers for why. They just took stats and they compiled them together. They took about 15,000 children that were raised in the United States, because the United States has had it's been legal for them to adopt children since like for a long enough time that they're adults, 20s and stuff. So they did a poll and they decided they'd split them up between two same-sex parents that were female, two same-sex parents that were male. They wanted to see how they did academically, how they did emotionally, and everything else compared to normal kids. And also, so anyways, the scores of the homosexual, the children that were raised by homosexuals tended to be 3 times higher in drug abuse, alcohol abuse. And I'm not saying that it's just, I think that it's a hard lifestyle for children to be around, especially since that they're really, they do tend to, are you, yeah, no, it's fine. Are you aware of how I guess the word would be promiscuous homosexuals are? Okay. I've done a lot of research. Oh, okay. It means that they sleep around. How much they sleep around?
Okay,
Yes.
that makes more sense.
Yeah. I just say it, in a kind of sensitive way, so it doesn't sound nasty. On average, a homosexual over the age of 50 that's male has slept with over 400 partners. So, yes.
That's more than one every day of the year.
Yeah.
That's more than people in my school.
Yeah, it's quite a lot, and it's pretty shocking. They've advised homosexuals to kind of cut down on it so that they don't pose a health risk. Also, homosexuals are 75% more likely to do unprotected sex, and also it's one-night stands. They have way more one-night stands, basically. So, and actually, quite a large percentage of those are rapes, but I'm not going to get into that. So, yeah, it's pretty harmful for the person, individual. So I would say that it's tenfold times more harmful for a child to be around that kind of situation. Even stable couples that are homosexual that last past 5 years, their relationship, they've agreed not to be monogamous. Do you know what monogamous means? Yeah. Okay. No, it's fine. It's fine. No, in case I don't understand, monogamy means one husband or one wife. You stay with one partner for as long as you can. You try to be with them for as long as you can. Well, they agree not to be monogamous, not to stay. It's okay to have sex out of your relationship, and that's the only way it usually tends to work. And on average, most homosexuals will break their. They will not hold true to their, agreement to be faithful to their partner for longer than 5 to 6 months, which can have straight people, both father and mother. I personally know that it can have devastating effects on a child to have one of the parents cheat on the other. So it can have harmful effects, but there's also a lot of other problems with homosexuals. It does get very. It's hard to talk about, obviously, because it's a pretty embarrassing subject. Sexuality, but yeah, I don't know. Am I boring you guys yet? You guys still interested? Oh, okay. Well, you're welcome to end the conversation whenever you want. But is there anything else you would like to know?
It was really good. No,
Okay.
that's a lot. Thank you.
Okay.
But anyways, it went pretty well. They were pretty respectful. So that much at least can be said for them. Not like they were much more mature than the manhood approach. Then there was this guy. He was like a sensei guy. he asked me if I supported that. He pointed to the sign that the Bible said was wrong, and I said yeah, and so gave me a thumbs up. I'm assuming he thought he was referring to the Bible. Hopefully he was, because if he was referring to the Bible, then that was not. Then yeah, I do agree with it. But if it wasn't, then I guess he I misinterpreted his question. Then I moved to another spot because it was kind of getting quiet. There wasn't too much action, so people responded. But there was a car that did end up stopping. I'm pretty sure that this was the same car that later came up to me by the time when I was done, and they offered me something to eat. They offered me some food and something to drink. That was really nice of them. And then some of them were pretty offended by that sign. So no matter how sloppy it was, apparently they could read my sloppy writing.
Oh, really?
I'm a little awkward, as you can see, and I do have an alfalfa sprout, so that was great.
Unfortunately, we lost. Huh? Homosexuality. What's it about? You want to talk about it, I guess. That's, yeah. You're kind of, you're not for it. Just talk about it, see what people's opinions are.
What's your plan?
Just talk about it.
Nice up the way.
Yeah, make people aware of the stats and stuff. Huh?
You know the problem? No one that got all the straight foods, no one voted.
Yeah.
That's what I went through. No one that was fucked. And now they're upset.
Yeah.
It was out of the meeting, not out of the stage.
Yeah. Huh? Well, it happens.
This guy approached me, the security guard, and he wanted me to quit. He wanted me to quit, like, having the sign up, so.
I don't know that. So that's yours? Yeah. No, you're not allowed to be in the shopping center. They didn't know. Sorry about that. Otherwise you call the police. We have police. Sorry, it's okay.
He said he called the police and stuff, and he was acting pretty okay and pretty cool, pretty mellow about it, but he was pretty firm. He said he wanted me to leave, and I was like, okay. So, but when I turned off the camera, his attitude changed a little bit, so he was a little less, he was more aggressive, but lightly. He was like trying to get me aggravated and threatening to call the police, but I was keeping it pretty cool. He called some of his other co-workers and his employer, and fortunately his co-workers and his employer thought he was really overreacting to the situation, and I think his employer was actually in favor of what I was talking about. So the public area, I failed to realize that it wasn't a public area. It was a privately owned plaza. So that was my mistake. I probably in the future I need to go to publicly owned public areas so that I'm not imposing on anybody's ability to sell merchandise and stuff because I scare customers away because I got an unpopular opinion. He got mad at me because he said, like, he tried to make it seem like I was filming him, you know, like so I could incriminate him. I wasn't trying to incriminate him. I was just filming, and he walked into the scene. Then I said okay, ended up deleting some of the footage. The other guys were quite nice and just said I didn't need to leave though because it was private property. So I did end up leaving, took the bus back. I found some police officers and yeah, and I just got them. I asked for their opinion with on what was legally okay for me to do when doing this kind of project. So now I think I'm a little more informed, so I won't make the mistake of going onto private property in the future. Won't do that anymore. Anyways, hope you guys liked this video. It was pretty short. Didn't get quite the same reactions that I wanted to, but yeah, that's cool. Anyways.